I said you need to get out of your PJs.
No, I don't want to.
You do not say no to your father!
Let me on the swing.
We do not act like that! I've had it!
Mommy, I'm not tired.
Go to bed or you're gonna get it!
As parents, it's easy to lose our tempers and react to our kids in an angry way, especially when we're tired and stressed. In addition to the regret we usually feel afterwards, there are good reasons to give up this harsh way of disciplining. The American Academy of Pediatrics has concluded that using physical punishment like spanking with a hand or belt doesn't work and has harmful physical and mental side effects. Shouting at, threatening, or using put-downs can be just as damaging, while shaking a baby or young child can be deadly. There is a better way to guide our children's behavior. It's called positive discipline, a safer and more effective approach to parenting based on a wealth of child development information. It works by teaching children acceptable behavior in a consistent, loving way by using age-appropriate parenting techniques. This supports long-term healthy development and brain growth, creating well-behaved children that grow up to be responsible adults.
Okay, you want to get dressed?
With positive discipline, parents take pleasure in their preschoolers' independence and are able to make these transitional years between toddlerhood and kindergarten as smooth as possible. During this program, you'll learn the most up-to-date positive discipline techniques for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Audrell is a single mom with a 4-year-old daughter named Kayla and a 7-year-old named Sierra. Lately, bedtime has been a challenging time for them.
Kayla, come on, it's 7:30, time to go to bed.
No, she gets to stay up.
Well, she's older. I'm sorry. No, let's go to bed. We read 3 books, it's time to go to bed. Good job.
Mommy, I'm not tired.
Kayla, I've had it up to here with you. Go to bed or you're gonna get it.
Audrell needs to stop and calm down. The frustrations from the whole evening have been building, and seeing Kayla out of bed is the last straw for Audrell. But threatening her with a spanking is not a good solution. Understanding why children behave the way they do is a key part of positive discipline. Preschoolers need 10 to 12 hours of sleep each day, so it's important to solve your bedtime battles. Power struggles are common with preschoolers after a full day of activity. Plus, wanting to be part of the action and interact with parents who may have been at work all day can make children not want to go to bed. So make sure you're setting aside time after work just for your child.
Catch me, no, you can't catch me.
I don't like raising my voice to Kayla. I don't like hurting her feelings, and also modeling to her that that's the way a parent should handle a situation. That's not the way you handle it.
Let's see how positive discipline can help this situation. If you stick to a predetermined bedtime routine, your evening will be more orderly and your child will have less room to say no. To get started on a workable bedtime routine, sit down with your child during the day and make a fun chart of all the things that need to happen, including wind-down activities like talking, reading, coloring, singing, or playing a quiet game, along with the usual bedtime preparations like bath time, PJs, and teeth brushing. Plan your routine so it's a natural progression from more active preparations to more restful ones.
Well, here's our bedtime routine. Let's go hang it up.
Okay.
Let's see how Audrell uses the routine with Kayla the next evening. She starts by giving Kayla a little warning or transition time before starting the bedtime routine. To do this, she uses a timer and a positive tone of voice.
Kayla, in 10 minutes when this timer goes off, we're gonna start our bedtime routine, okay?
Giving transition time works well for other situations like leaving an activity or getting ready for a meal.
Okay, time's up. Let's go see what's first on the chart.
No, but I want 5 more minutes.
I know it's hard to go to bed when your sister's still up, but we have to get started with our routine.
When time's up, do not honor a request for 5 more minutes. Always be calm and firm about it and say no only once before taking action.
Hey, Kayla, let's see if we can get through the whole routine before this timer goes off.
You can also try to find ways to motivate your preschooler. Make the bedtime routine more fun. Turn it into a game like Beat the Timer.
Kayla, you get a sticker for cooperating tonight. One more and you get to pick out a book. Go ahead and put it in.
You can also motivate her to get to bed on time with rewards. Keep track of her good behavior with a sticker chart and offer a visit to a special playground or a new book after a few nights of cooperation.
Kayla, so tell me, what was the best thing that happened to you today?
As part of your bedtime routine, be sure to devote special time for her to talk to you about her day, giving your undivided attention. This is the perfect opportunity for you to show how much you care and for your child to get things off her mind. Try to get her to focus on her positive accomplishments from that day and then plan for tomorrow. Always be sure to end with, "I love you." Sometimes you can get a child to bed and through the routine, but there are still problems.
Mommy, I'm not tired.
If she leaves her room after the bedtime routine has been completed, gently lead her back to bed. No words are needed. Actions speak loudly enough. Help her back into the bed and promise to check on her every 5 minutes or so if she wants. And don't resort to using locks on the door. This can be scary to the child and unsafe. Finally, if things don't improve, problem solve about why you're having bedtime battles or sleep issues. Is there something that's making your child not want to go to sleep? Is she not tired? Is it too loud or too quiet for her to sleep? Help her to set up her environment so she feels secure and listen to her ideas about why she's not sleeping well. Patterns don't change overnight, so be patient.
Let's sum up Audrell's new techniques with a positive discipline replay. First, she and Kayla create a bedtime routine chart together. Notice how Kayla is more excited about it because she helped create it. Next, the fair bedtime warning, or transition time.
When this timer goes off, we're going to start our bedtime routine, okay?
When the timer goes off, watch how Mom is firm and does not grant a request for 5 more minutes.
Come on.
Let's see how Mom makes bedtime even more enticing for Kayla by making it fun, using a sticker reward system, and including special talk time. And when Kayla gets out of bed later that night, Mom uses a matter-of-fact approach to show Kayla that she needs to learn to fall asleep on her own. Finally, if sleep problems persist despite these measures, Mom can problem-solve possible causes. Gradually, their bedtime battles should go away.
By implementing the bedtime routine, now we both have a good time. We enjoy doing it together. She looks forward to it. I look forward to it. It has changed our relationship in that everything that we do, now we look forward to doing it as a team.
Allison and Bart have 2 sons, 3.5-year-old Holt and 1-year-old Josiah. Allison has set up weekly play dates with her friend, who also has 2 children. Holt loves this time, but sometimes becomes aggressive with the other kids.
Holt, don't do that!
Let me on the swing.
Holt! We do not act like that! I've had it!
Allison needs to stop herself and try a different approach. Her first response to Holt throwing the ball and shouting at his friend was from too far away to be useful and too passive, which allowed the situation to escalate. Then she blew up and almost hit Holt, which only teaches that yelling and hitting are good ways to solve problems. It's not unusual for preschoolers to act aggressively, including hitting, yelling, throwing things, and pushing. With limited self-control, children this age are still learning the appropriate ways to go about getting what they want. Also, they could be getting used to being away from home at preschool and act out when they feel scared or cornered. And just like adults, they are more likely to be irritable when they're hungry or tired, which can cause aggression.
I didn't like almost anything I did with that situation yesterday when I lost it. He just looked so scared, and the other kids seemed to be reacting to me, and I wondered what my friend was thinking, and I just realized I was out of control, and it was probably a pretty scary thing for I forget sometimes Holt is still only 3.
Let's see how positive discipline can help this situation. If possible, get involved before a situation works up to an aggressive behavior. Give a warning, then make sure expectations very
We're gonna
clear.
play nicely or you're gonna take a timeout. That means no throwing balls at your friend or yelling at your friends, okay? Do you understand?
To get your child's full attention, get close to your child as you give the warning. If the situation has already gotten out of control or continues to escalate into aggressive behavior, first, immediately, but gently, remove your child from the situation using simple words.
Well, that is not okay. It's a timeout.
Then, allow him to calm down, removed from the main activity, but not in total isolation. You may need to help by offering a soothing item, a cool cloth, drink of water, or a back rub.
So I can talk to you about what just happened?
Then, teach your preschooler alternatives to pushing and hitting by talking about what happened before he forgets the incident.
It's okay to get angry, but it's not okay to use your words in a mean way or hit or push someone, okay? And when you feel angry, the best thing to do is to go find an adult and get some help.
Talking it out lets your child know he's not bad for feeling angry and teaches him better ways to deal with his feelings. Once he is feeling better, give him a loving hug. Do not shame him or dwell on the behavior, as this may escalate the situation again. When he is ready, allow him to rejoin the group. Removing the child from the situation, calming him down, and teaching proper behavior are the appropriate steps to what many parents refer to as timeouts. Timeouts can be used at home and can be modified for use in public settings. It's important that timeouts not be overused or used to punish or humiliate your child in a lonely, scary place. Make the timeout last for as long as your child needs to calm down and the amount you may need. If using an actual timer helps your child calm down, base the number of minutes on the number of years old your child is, which would be 3 minutes for a 3-year-old. After the timeout, help him take responsibility. Start with an apology. Keep in mind that you may need to say it for him at first.
I'm sorry, Owen. Okay.
If your child's actions damage property or make a mess, make it right again by helping him fix a broken toy or clean up a spill. This is a natural consequence of his actions, not a punishment. To prevent further acts of aggression, try reading a children's book about anger. This is a great conversation starter.
Then I can change what I'm doing, or I can tell someone else what I need. When I feel angry, I know what to do.
Do you know what to do? Let's talk about some things to do when you feel angry. We can take some deep breaths. How do you do that? Do you remember how
Be sure to teach him what he can do when he's feeling angry, like taking deep breaths and blowing them out, stomping feet, or running around the yard. And most importantly, be a role model when it comes to managing your own anger. Since kids love to imitate their parents, avoid blowing up in front of your child.
Okay, I just need to say 5
That's fine.
before we talk about it further.
Seek help if you have trouble controlling your anger. Similarly, limit your child's TV time. Many shows, including the news, contain violence and aggressive behaviors that your child may try to imitate.
Okay, buddy. That's it. Let's go outside and play. It's a great day.
Checking out children's videos or DVDs from the library or using your own collection can give you control over the content and limit your child seeing too many commercials. However, always remember that TV and movies are never a substitute for your love and attention, so don't overuse them.
But they're down here, bud. You gotta save them.
Then go away, right?
To reduce aggressive acts and prepare your child for kindergarten, play games that encourage cooperation, such as playing rescuers, firemen, traffic cop, or house.
Nice job. We successfully brought everybody to the safe mountain.
There is a time to seek help. If your child's aggressive acts are frequent and severe, consult a pediatrician. Sometimes an undiagnosed learning or behavioral disorder or emotional difficulties are causing the problem.
Let's sum up Allison and Bart's new techniques with a positive discipline replay. First, Mom gives a warning at the first sign of conflict.
We're gonna play nicely or you're gonna take a timeout.
Since the situation continues to escalate, she follows the proper steps for a timeout. First, she removes Holt from the situation.
That is not okay. It's a timeout.
Notice how she uses just a few simple words to explain it. Second, she helps Holt calm down. Third, She teaches Holt what to do next time he feels angry.
When that happens, the best thing to do is to go find an adult and get some help.
Next, apologizing helps Holt learn that his actions have consequences.
I'm sorry, Owen.
Allison and Bart are well on their way to reducing Holt's aggressive acts through prevention. Watch how they teach their son to deal with angry feelings and also control their own anger in front of him. This is vital.
I just need to take fiber.
Allison and Bart also recognize the value of not letting TV be an open-ended activity for Holt. Shielding Holt from aggressive acts will surely start to limit his own aggression. Finally, games that encourage cooperation are a great way to teach appropriate behavior.
Using more positive parenting has made a huge difference. I mean, he's much more lovable, he listens more quickly, he's just not scared of me, and he's also actually more snuggly, and we have some more fun times.
Phil is a single dad with a 3-year-old son named Luce. While Phil is pleased that Luce is learning how to express himself, he doesn't like it when he talks back.
Luce, you need to get out of your PJs and get ready for preschool.
No, I'm playing with my TV toys.
I said you need to get out of your PJs.
No.
Son, you cannot go outside like that. You're gonna make us late. You always make us late.
No, I don't want to.
You do not say no to your father.
Phil needs to stop himself. Shouting will only cause his son to be scared, and criticizing Luce by saying, "You're always making us late," will hurt his feelings and start to make him feel like he's a bad kid. Let's look at why Luce is saying no. Defiance is common with preschoolers, since their sense of identity is stronger and more secure than in the toddler years. Talking back is one of the ways that a preschooler asserts his new independence. Phil is caught between respecting this need while still teaching acceptable behavior. Luce may also be acting up since he's still getting used to his parents' separation and going between two homes.
Well, when I get upset and raise my voice and yell at him, that makes me feel bad. It makes me feel sad because then I see that my yelling hurts him.
Let's see the difference when Phil responds with positive discipline.
Okay, Luce, it's time to get dressed and ready for preschool.
No, I'm playing.
Hey, son, hey, listen.
This?
Look, I know it's tough to stop playing, but please speak to me in a nicer tone, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready to get dressed now?
Okay.
This time, Dad gets down close and acknowledges his son's feelings instead of reacting in an angry way. This creates a positive mood, so Luce will be more willing to cooperate. Luce may be less defiant if he feels he has some control, so Phil then allows him to choose between two acceptable choices.
The light blue or the dark blue?
This gives him some independence, but doesn't allow him to just say no. Several of the techniques covered in the first segment of this program could also help Phil and Luce, including giving transition time, creating a morning routine together that includes special time with Dad, making it more fun by playing Beat the Timer, and using a sticker chart to track and reward cooperation. If the problem continues despite these measures, the next step for Phil is to set a simple limit or rule and explain it the following morning when Luce wakes up.
I'm going to ask you once to get dressed, and if you do cooperate, we'll have time to play afterwards.
A fair limit has 3 parts: your expectations, or what you want your child to do, when, and a reward if he cooperates. The limit Phil has set relates to Luce getting dressed, when he is asked, and as a result, getting more time to play. If Luce still does not cooperate, Phil can help him get dressed and tell him he's sorry he doesn't get the extra playtime, but he can try again the next day. Eventually, Luce will decide that cooperating feels better than losing the reward. That morning, Luce does get dressed when asked. At breakfast, Phil shows Luce what he noticed with words of encouragement.
You cooperated this morning, getting dressed, and now we'll be right on time.
Since it feels good to be recognized for a job well done, making the effort to regularly use encouragement will cause your child to behave better over time. He then follows through with his promise by giving Luce time to play, and makes it even more rewarding by playing with him. If getting to work on time is a constant struggle, Phil could be flexible and take a bigger look at the schedule. Perhaps he could get up earlier to allow playtime or other scheduling compromise. Finally, Phil and Luce's mom should agree on how to discipline Luce, since consistency is key to positive discipline.
Let's sum up Phil's new techniques with a positive discipline replay. First, he acknowledges Luce's feelings by getting close and speaking in a calm, respectful way. Now Luce knows Dad's on his side. Let's take another look at how Dad gives Luce a controlled choice.
Wear the light blue or the dark blue?
A win-win for both of them, as Luce has a say in the matter, but Dad won't hear no. If Luce continues to be defiant, Dad sets a limit that makes his expectations clear and includes a reward for cooperation.
And if you do cooperate, we'll have time to play afterwards.
If Luce doesn't cooperate, he misses the reward, but gets another chance tomorrow. When Luce does cooperate, Dad knows that a little encouragement goes a long way.
You cooperated this morning, getting dressed, and now we'll be right on time.
And he's making an effort to comment specifically on Luce's accomplishments, instead of just saying, "What a good boy." Finally, he follows through with the extra playtime reward.
Positive discipline, it helps tremendously. I mean, because as a parent, I feel like I'm taking an active role in the parenting. I'm not just reacting. And so I think Luce feels like it's fair, and I feel like it's fair.
When you use positive discipline, you'll foster good behavior in your child and will likely have to deal with challenges less frequently. However, if you're faced with a difficult parenting situation, it's good to remind yourself why spanking isn't an effective alternative. You may be thinking, "I was spanked as a child and I turned out fine." However, current research shows that in the long term, spanking creates rebellion, low self-esteem, and may actually make your child fear you. In fact, if spanking works at all, it only works in the short term because the child is scared into submission. Try to remember how it made you feel. Positive discipline without spanking makes children feel better about themselves. Also, spanking teaches children that hitting is the answer to solving problems. In fact, many adults who were spanked handle conflicts with aggression. Finally, spanking can escalate into abuse. Since many parents are feeling angry at the time of the spanking, they may be unaware of the amount of force they are using and get carried away. In fact, the majority of child abuse injuries result from excessive or inappropriate discipline. Aside from physical punishment, there is emotional abuse, which has equally harmful effects. Emotional abuse is any behavior that hurts a child's emotional development and feelings of self-worth, including teasing, criticizing, or insulting. Emotional abuse builds over time. For instance, calling a child stupid on a regular basis. To avoid the harmful effects of physical punishment and emotional abuse, make this simple written or verbal pledge. I will not shake, slap, or spank my child. I will also not yell at, threaten, insult, or tease my child. Remember this pledge when you feel you are at your wit's end with discipline. Even if you've spanked or shouted at your children in the past, you can make the pledge starting now.
The fact that you sign a piece of paper and you have it and it's visible, and then you put it up on a wall somewhere, we just keep you conscious of the fact that what's your real priority here? Your real priority is to raise your child as best you can and to keep them happy and healthy and secure.
It is best if both parents and primary caregivers make this pledge, so discipline is consistent and loving. And you can all support each other during trying times. If you break the pledge, apologize to your child and explain you were not acting appropriately, and then get back on track using positive discipline. Let's recap. You've learned to create routines, provide transition time, motivate your child by making things fun and using rewards, set aside special time to talk with your child, problem solve around mistaken behavior that continues to occur, give warnings, use timeouts for extreme behavior by removing, calming, and teaching. Teach your child how to deal with angry feelings. Model anger management. Limit TV time. Play cooperative games. Acknowledge your child's feelings. Offer choices. Set limits with related rewards. Encourage positive behavior. And be flexible with your schedule to accommodate your preschooler. While we covered 3 main behavioral issues, these techniques can be adapted and applied to whatever challenges you are experiencing with your own preschooler. Parenting is not an easy job. That's why so much support is available. Don't worry what people will think if you reach out for help. It shows courage and strength to do so. Parenting groups, local family resource centers, faith-based organizations, public health departments, parent hotlines, and hospitals are available to help all kinds of families, so take advantage of them. Additionally, books, websites, magazines, and videos are valuable resources for child development information and problem-solving ideas. The preschool years will fly by, so fill your home with love and respect and try to enjoy every new moment. This is Volume 3 of a 3-volume set. Check out Volumes 1 and 2 to learn about positive discipline for babies and toddlers.